Hi everyone, I'm Doug from DigiPen in Redmond. In this video, we'll cover a basic way for our space shooter to have shooting. The basic idea of shooting in a game like Scratch Invaders is simple. When the game detects that the fire key has been pressed, we place a bullet sprite in front of the hero. This bullet then moves upward across the screen until it hits an enemy or reaches the top edge of the game window. This means we'll need the hero's code to check if the player has pressed the fire key. If they have, we will send a message that a bullet should appear in front of the hero. When the bullet sprite receives this message, it will move itself to the right position and take off upwards. We can do this with Scratch's powerful event system. Here's how it works. This is the broadcast block, and this is the when I receive block. Both are found in the events category. They each have a drop-down list that you can use to select an event. We can select any event that we've already created, or we can create a new one. When the broadcast block is executed, the game broadcasts the selected event. This causes every matching when I receive block to run as well. Events are also known as messages or signals, and we can create as many of them as we like to help write our code. Let's look at an example. Here we have a cat and a dog. The cat has a meow function that runs whenever the cat is clicked, and the dog has a bark function that runs when it is clicked. We can click the dog to make it bark, but let's also make it bark in response to the cat meowing. The first step is to add a broadcast block to the cat's meow function. We'll create a new event named cat meowed. Then we'll give the dog a when I receive block and select the cat meowed event. Then we just need to attach the bark function to this block. Now, when we click the cat, note that we're not naming the event make dog bark. This event doesn't just cause the dog to bark. It tells the whole game that the cat has meowed. Anything that should happen as a consequence of that can respond to the event. Besides the dog barking, an annoyed neighbor might throw something from their window, for example. Remember, the purpose of events is to broadcast to the game that something has happened so that code in other places can respond to it. Taking full advantage of event-based programming can add depth to our games, and it can make creating them easier. Let's resume our work on Scratch Invaders. Load what you've already done in that project, or visit the link in the description below, and then click the See Inside button. Since our goal is to add the ability to shoot to this game, a great place to start would be to create a shoot function. Click the pink My Blocks category on the left, and then click the Make a Block button in the block palette. The Make a Block dialog will appear. Type the name Shoot in the block name field, and then click OK. The Shoot block has been added to the block palette, and a Define block has been added for it in the code area. Of course, this function doesn't do anything yet, but we'll soon change that. For now, let's figure out where we should put the Shoot block. It should be called whenever the player presses the fire key, so we'll need a way to know when that happens. Click the light yellow Events category on the left, and take a look at the block palette. The event system that we talked about before is not limited just to our own custom messages. The start block and the When This Sprite Clicked block, both of which we've already seen several times, are just like the When I Receive block, except that you can't change which event they're used for. Find the When Key Pressed block and drag it into the code area. This block allows us to choose a key from its list. Then, whenever that key is pressed, this block is executed. By default, it's set to space. This should work just fine for our fire key. Click the pink My Blocks category on the left, and then find the Shoot block in the block palette. Drag it into the code area and attach it to the When Key Pressed block. Now, whenever we press the spacebar, we call the shoot function, but right now we can't confirm that, since the function doesn't do anything. Let's put something in the body of the shoot function so we can see it in action. When we want to make sure that the flow of a program is reaching a certain spot in its code, it's common to print text to the screen from that spot. We can do that in Scratch with the Say block. Click the purple Looks category on the left. In the block palette, find the first Say block. Drag it into the code area and attach it to the Define block for the shoot function. Now press the spacebar. The hero says hello. This means it's working. Now we can get rid of the Say block by dragging it out of the code area and dropping it on the block palette. Now it's time to send an event telling the bullet to do its thing. Click the light yellow Events category on the left. In the block palette, find the first Broadcast block. Drag it into the code area and add it to the Shoot function. Click the Broadcast block's drop-down list and select New Message. The New Message dialog will appear. This new event tells the game that the hero shot their weapon, so name it Hero Shot and click OK. Now let's make a bullet appear. In order to do this, we'll need a new sprite for the bullet. In the Sprite pane, click the Choose a Sprite button. Browse through the library of available sprites and select one to be your game's bullet. This star might look cool. After the new sprite is added to the sprite pane, set its direction to 0, and in the direction picker, click the Do Not Rotate option on the right. Also, change its name to Bullet. It's a good idea to give all your sprites descriptive names to help keep them organized. In fact, while we're at it, let's make sure that the hero sprite's name is Hero as well. With the bullet sprite selected, click the light yellow Events category on the left. In the block palette, find the When I Receive block and drag it into the code area. Make sure that Hero Shot is selected from its list. This is where we will put the code that makes the bullet move. Click the medium blue Motion category on the left. In the block palette, find the first Go-To block. Drag it into the code area and attach it to the When I Receive block. This block will place the bullet at the location selected in its drop-down list. Click the list and select Hero. We can test this out now. Click the green flag. Move the hero around with the arrow keys and press the space bar to cause the bullet sprite to jump to wherever the hero is. Now we just need to make it move upward when it's fired. This is easy enough. We've already learned how to make things move in this way. With the bullet selected, click the gold Control category on the left. In the block palette, find the Forever block. Drag it into the code area and attach it to the bottom of the Go-To block. Next, click the medium blue Motion category on the left. In the block palette, find the Move block. Drag it into the code area and attach it inside the mouth of the forever block. Now, whenever you press the spacebar, the bullet moves upward from the hero. Let's make a few more improvements. First of all, we should be using functions in the bullet's code. We can add an initialize function for the bullet, like the one the hero has. Like that function, it will run just once before the bullet gets going, so it will be the perfect place to put any setup code we want the bullet to have, such as this goTo block. Click the pink My Blocks category on the left, and then click the Make a Block button. Name the new function Initialize. Drag the goTo block away from the When I Receive block, and then drag the Forever block away from the goTo block, and attach it to the When I Receive block. Then attach the goTo block to the Define block for the Initialize function. Now find the Initialize block in the block palette. Drag it into the code area and attach it between the When I Receive block and the Forever block. Next, let's add a handle movement function. Click the Make a Block button. Name the new function Handle Movement. Drag the Move block from inside the Forever block and attach it to the Define block for the Handle Movement function. Now find the Handle Movement block in the block palette. Drag it into the code area and attach it inside the mouth of the Forever block. There's one more minor improvement we should make. Click the orange Variables category on the left, and then click the Make a Variable button. Name the new variable Bullet Speed. We'll use this variable to control the speed of the bullet, just like we used the Hero Speed variable for the hero. And just like that variable, we should set its value once in the Initialize function. Find the Set block in the block palette. Drag it into the code area and attach it to the bottom of the goTo block in the body of the Initialize function. Make sure that Bullet Speed is selected from the variable list. In the Set block's value field, type a number for the speed of the bullet. A larger number means a faster bullet, of course. Finally, find the Bullet Speed Reporter block in the block palette. Drag it into the code area and drop it in the value field of the Move block in the body of the Handle Movement function. Try out the game and experiment with different numbers for the Hero Speed and Bullet Speed variables to find something you like. You've probably noticed that this method of shooting is a bit limited. Notably, it's impossible to have more than one bullet on the screen at a time. Of course, we can solve this problem, but it's kind of complicated, so we'll save that for later. Let's recap what we've learned in this video. First, we learned about Scratch's event system. Code in one place can broadcast an event, and code somewhere else can respond to it. As an example, we saw a scene with a cat and a dog where the cat broadcasted an event whenever it meowed, which caused the dog to bark. Next, we got back to work on Scratch Invaders, where we added a shoot function to the hero, which broadcasts a hero shot event. Finally, we created a bullet sprite that receives the hero shot event, causing it to go to the location of the hero and begin moving upwards. In the next video, we'll return to the concepts of points and coordinates, and we'll see how Scratch sprites handle them.